Hey, what's up, everybody? Shaneomac here with Just Win Bets, baby. JoeDaFan, it's been a while since we've done one. Mount Rushmore, we had a request of Linemen, defensive lineman. It cannot be an outside linebacker like that rushes the passer, like Lawrence Taylor. He's an outside linebacker. He rushed the passer a lot, but he's not a defensive lineman, right? So defensive lineman only, D tackles and D ends, no outside linebackers. That's the first criteria. Second criteria is you had to watch him play. Okay, so you can't say, like for me, I can't say Deacon Too Tall Jones or whatever his name was. That was before my time. Right. So you have to watch him play. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you had to be able to watch and remember them play. And then the third one is the no longer active. We're going to be people who are retired or who are no longer playing in the NFL. All right. So those were three requirements. Must be a true D lineman, either a D end or a D tackle. You had to remember watching them play and no longer active in the NFL. Who is on your Mount Rushmore?
I think it goes without saying the Minister of Defense there is Reggie White. He played for, of course, the Eagles as well as the Green Bay Packers. But watching him and taking a guy out with just one arm and totally it wasn't even he lifted him off the ground. The tackle off the ground. I was like, holy cow. And as a kid, I've always liked Reggie White. I respect Reggie White. I know he passed away, but that guy, wow. So that's one of my picks of the Mount Rushmore. Another guy inside, I will go with Aaron Donald for the Rams. He recently retired, last couple of years, 2 or 3, give or take. So Aaron Donald would be my second. Nothing in this particular order. I'm going to go with Warren Sapp, who currently, I guess, is now a coach. That's great. I think he's on Dion's staff there in Colorado, but played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And finally, I'm going to go with the Giant, Michael Strahan, as my fourth one.
That's a really good list. Really good list. Reggie White was a beast. He for sure was. Yeah. And I almost put him on mine. I did not, but he was the Minister of Defense. He was a beast. I agree with him. And Donald. I agree with that one too. Sure. The other ones are great too. But first one I thought of, Reggie White's second all-time in sacks. The first guy all-time in sacks, Bruce Smith. He was the first one I thought of for defensive lineman. 200 overall career sacks. Reggie White has 198, so he's got 2 more than Reggie White. He did play an extra year or 2 past Reggie White, but he's the all-time leader in sacks. Virginia Tech grad. He went to Virginia Tech, Virginia boys. And he played mostly for the Bills, but then he also played for a season for the Redskins, and he had his 200th sack as a Redskin. So that's my local tie in there. All right. So Bruce Smith, that's on my list. He was for Bruce Smith, he was such an athletic guy. He was a really big defensive end, but he was so quick. He was so quick. And I remember he had that spin move he used to do. He would go upfield and just spin right back in, boop, and come back in and hit sack the quarterback. And he was really good at the sack fumble too, like forcing that fumble while he was sacking the guy. So Bruce Smith, that's number one. I'm gonna stay with my other defensive end. I kind of went the same as you: 2 defensive ends and 2 defense tackles. My other defensive end, I went Julius Peppers. Peppers, he was a beast back in the day. He remember he played for the Panthers and then he went for the Bears for a little while. He's 4th all time in sacks. And another really, really athletic guy. Julius Peppers was a freak athlete. And you could see watching him on film and watching him on tape, he looked like the best player on the field, no matter what team he played on.
Absolutely. UNC Tar Heel.
Yep, UNC Tar Heel. Okay. Yep. So those would be if I was building my defensive line, they'd be my 2 ends. My D tackles. When I was a kid, I loved this player. He played for the Vikings, and he had the big black eye black going down his face. John Randall. Remember John Randall?
Yes.
John Randall was a beast.
He reminded me, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Shana. He reminded me when you mentioned the paint. Remember the movie Predator?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. The character in there, I don't know his name, but he's playing some other stuff. It wasn't Carl Weathers. It was another guy. He had the same camo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is that John Randall? No, but yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, John Randall. I used to love him. He was ferocious. I remember John Madden loved John Randall too. Remember Madden used to always do his all Madden team, and like put him out. And like John Randall was always like one of the guys they always picked. I just remember as a kid, I loved John Randall. He was a beast. He's a Hall of Famer. I think he's like 10th all time in sacks, something like that. So he's up there for a defensive tackle. That's pretty impressive to be that high up in the career sacks. And then my final one, I know he was kind of like a 3-4 defensive end, but if I'm building my my Mount Rushmore, I'd have him at D tackle. I would put J.J. Watt and have him at my D tackle spot. Maybe as my 3 technique, John Randall as my nose shade.
Yeah.
But J.J. Watt, I mean, he was a great guy. He won the Walter Paytons. He won Defensive Player of the Year. He's like when Houston had that huge like flood, he donated all that money and raised a ton of money. So great guy. Did a lot off the field as well as on the field. He was a hell of a player on the field, and his brother is damn good too. T.J. Watt. So, but those would be my 4. The first 4 I thought of were Peppers, Smith, J.J. Watt, and John Randall.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, fans, tell us what you think is your Mount Rushmore of the NFL defensive line. Now, we broke it down as 2 defensive ends and 2 defensive tackles, but you have to meet those 3 criteria that you've seen them play, that's no longer in the league, and what was the third one there, Shano?
True defense lineman. No edge rushers that are like outside linebackers, like a 3-4 outside linebacker. Right. Where like they're kind of like a defense lineman because they rush the passer a lot, but they're not a true defense lineman. So it has to be a true defensive end or defensive tackle.
There you go, folks. So true defensive end or true defensive tackle, someone that you've seen play, that is not currently on the NFL or playing in the NFL right now. So love to hear your thoughts and comments on that. Please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. That helps us out. We're in single digits, my friends. We're about 5 subscribers to our 500th subscriber on YouTube. Please don't hesitate to leave a comment. Tell us what you think of our Mount Rushmore, of our defensive tackles and defensive ends. And hit that subscribe button. That'll help us out. And we will see you next time. Take care.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.